Jake. I'm trying to get my setup together, y'all, because I think something's going on with my desktop. So I'm having to go about it a different way. All kind of crap going on right now. So y'all just bear with me. Let me get it together real quick. Alright. Now we're cooking with grease. Alright, so I am Unconventional Jake and welcome to my altar. So let me pull up my notes. I need to go to my page. I'm having to do this over. Thank y'all for bearing with me because it's something going on with my either my desktop or it's some type of glitch. Something going on. But anywho, I got to get back to my community board. But yeah, this video is what is it? Oh, my channel. Post. Hey, Queen. Greetings, greetings. Let's see. I know I did a poll. Okay, so earlier this week I did a poll, maybe 2 days ago. And the question was, do you believe your words shape your reality? Or are they just words? Okay, so I put like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 9 votes. But anyway, the percentile equal 89% that said absolutely. My words create my future. Okay, so at least 89% of the collective or the community that I'm called to, they believe that their words create their future. And they're very mindful of what they say out of their mouth, right? So for me, I fall in the percentile of the 11% where sometimes, but I still say things out of habit. I have a bad habit when it comes down to just aimlessly speaking. You know what I'm saying? Or just speaking how I feel. So my spiritual team got on to me about that. Um, Hold on, y'all. Hello? All right. All right. Yeah, you're going to have to come to the slide door. I'm sorry, y'all. Chloe! They look like they're doing loud. Chloe! Come and let Joshua in, please. Open the door for Joshua. So what was I at? I was speaking about the where I fell in when it came down to the poll. I was saying how I speak things out of habit. So oftentimes I'm just unaware or I'm too focused on how I feel, and that overshadows everything because I'm too busy focusing on the reality. Like at one point I was just saying, dang, I can't, I'm broke. Like I ain't got, this, that, and the other. So my spiritual team, they began to, check me. And how it came about was rituals. I'm big on rituals, y'all. Yes, ma'am.
Some chips.
Huh?
Chips.
What is? I had to go get some. So I'm big on rituals. I just saw 444 on the clock. But it was this ritual concerning like a bowl of water. And I just saw like the tools and I was like, now what are we gonna do with this bowl of water? Oh, I didn't know they was right there. And I was, I just became, the more information I got. And it was saying, I want to say that we should speak into the bowl of water because water carries frequency, memory, and codes and stuff like that, right? So I was like, I just began to think. I'm a thinker. And I began to think of some Bible scriptures and life and death is in the power of the tongue. My grandmother's words of wisdom on why you should be careful of what rolls off your tongue. And when I thought about it, I was like, well, the body's made of like 70% of water. And we do have this auric field, it's invisible, but it's there that shields us. And depending on how you arm yourself spiritually, you know, it determines what can pierce through your auric field, right, and attack you. Or, if you got a strong shield, if you vibrating high, strong, and, like line, knowing who you are and walking in a certain frequency, okay, that builds rhythm, okay, that could tote your energy. That you irradiate a level of frequency that'll cause a ripple effect in your auric field. And hey, you could be someone when you're walking like that, you can change the energy of a room without even saying anything. So I was like, okay, so that's powerful. And I was like, well, I want to teach on that. Hello, good afternoon, Mrs. Smith. So let's go to this dedication and this invocation. You had a good day? No, you can leave it open. So this is the words are portals, right? So dedication and invocation here. So I dedicate this teaching to every soul who has unknowingly bound themselves with careless words and is now ready to reclaim the creative power of their tongue. May this lesson awaken your awareness, purify your speech, and align your words with truth, love, and divine intention. So, Most High, Divine Mother and Father, ancestors of love and light, my spiritual team, and my angelic counsel, I invite your presence in this space. Cleanse my tongue, sharpen my discernment, and let my words be seeds of light that bear fruit in alignment with my highest path. So, why this lesson matters, and I know I kind of hinted in that earlier, but words are not random sounds. They are codes, containers, and portals that carry vibrations. Your speech has the power to bless or curse, open doors or shut them, heal or wound. In spiritual law, there is no such thing as empty words. Every utterance plants a seed in the soil of your reality. This lesson exists to help you recognize that your words are living energy and to teach you how to consciously shape your reality through the power of the tongue. So sound codes and vibrations and language. So sound is, yes, words are powerful. Words are so powerful, and I feel lit. I'm thinking about my youngest son, my baby daddy, his dad. I can remember when I was going through my sound codes and vibration. I was wanting another child, but it was some type of blockage there or something like that. One I had a birth control device, all right, that I had removed. But once you get a device removed where it's trying to control, your womb got to bounce back, and sometimes it just takes a long time. So I want to say I went through like this 3-year, 4-year phase, and where I just went barren. I couldn't have another child, and so my son's father, I don't know, it was just the way that he spoke it, you know, and the way that I witnessed it. He laid his hand on my stomach and he spoke and he was like, you know, we're gonna have another child. He was like, can you have, you know, another child? And I was like, you know, I didn't say anything. I didn't say no, but I was like, you know, but I was down to just try. I was down for that. But I remember that. But it was just something in the way that he said it, and it kind of like opened. That was a portal. You know what I mean? So, well, I ended up having my son, my baby, and ever since then, I was like, dang, you know, I never really paid attention to the effect of words. It was almost as if I witnessed him pull something out of the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? And manifested it in my womb through words. But anyway, yes, laying hands is powerful. So, sound codes, vibrations, and language. So, sounds is the first architect of creation. Before form, there was frequency in every culture and spiritual tradition. Sounds have been used to heal, bless, and create. Our words carry codes, vibrations that interact with our energetic field and the quantum realm because the human body is over 70% of water. Spoken words imprint directly on your cellular memory, shaping our emotional state and physical health. So when you speak, you are issuing commands to your body, your environment, and the unseen spiritual realm. This is why careless self talk and casual curses against yourself are so dangerous. They set energetic blueprints that the universe begins to fulfill. So, you know what? Since I'm here, let's pull something from this frequency book by Penny Pierce. I don't know if you guys ever heard of her, but I always, when I need to check my vibration, this is where I go. So let's see. Just really know. What are they talking about? The benefits of being consciously sensitive to vibrations. Okay, it says your intuitive ability and clarity are high. You make good decisions. And they're talking about the benefits of being consciously sensitive to vibrations. Your creative and innovative abilities are high. You can easily materialize what you need and use what you're giving. You cooperate easily and draw the best out of others. You have deep insight into others' motivations and source of pain and what they need in order to grow and heal. You can offer people the help, advice, or understanding they need. Your capacity to feel into the inner dynamics of anything brings data and insight that gives you an advantage of in achieving happiness and success in your relationships, personal life, and business. You can dissolve feelings of separation and isolation and understand how connected and mutually sourced everything in life really is. This helps you to experience the soul in things and become more spiritually enlightened. And like I said, this is the benefits of being consciously sensitive to vibrations, paying attention to whether what you spoke out of your mouth was high vibrational or low vibrational, and what it does to your body or your energetic field physically. Paying attention to things in sequence after you spoke it. Now, I just read, let me see. You cooperate easily and draw the best out of others. And that's what I was saying by when I said you can walk a certain way and kind of shift the energy in the room. That's high vibration. That's your auric field being suited and booted. you know. So Let me see. That's a lot to read. I want them to pay attention to. Yeah, this will be another. I'm gonna do another lesson. So yeah, that's in alignment with what I was saying. So let's keep going. Ancestral memory in modern communication. Our words are not only influenced by our personal beliefs, but also by ancestral imprints, patterns of speech, sayings, and declarations, both empowering and limiting, are passed down through generations. And that is so true. That is so true. When we repeat harmful phrases, we may be echoing the unhealed wounds of our lineage. When we choose words of power, we become the point of transformation, breaking cycles of verbal bondage. And this is true. I can recall some things that the elders say, like in my family. And I find myself saying it. And it started there with me, with my spiritual team. Because I can remember, when I was getting this lesson, they brought forth, like, it was like this projector that just came down. And I can remember, like, my elders just talking. And they were just speaking how they felt. But what they didn't know was they were speaking the venom that was shaking their energetic field, So we have to be careful. And learn how to take, because this is what I would say, what's going on here is Pisces energy and Virgo's energy. Okay, where Pisces is someone that could see what's going on, but yet can be passive, right? And understand what it is, so they can either vibrate high or low, once again, by what comes out of their mouth, right? Or they could just say nothing and just let it, just sit in it. But see, with that Virgo energy there, that's why I was saying it's 12 signs, but it's 6, because you have to put them together. Okay, this is the realm of duality. You have to pair your opposites. That's important. That's 360 degree energy, or 380, whatever it is. No, 360. 180 for both. Pisces, 180. Virgo, 180. But once you pair them together, it's 360. That's the circle. That's the movement. That's the flow. That's the circle of life. Okay? So you have to be like the queen of clapback. Am I saying that right? Where you got something that's presenting itself to you. Like, for instance, let's just say you're an actor, right? And you didn't get the role. Okay, you really wanted this role. But the people, once they denied you, they made you feel like you just went it. And then you could, you can walk away from that, and you could just feel like, just the worst person in the world. Or you could say, well, y'all missed the best thing that could have ever happened to y'all movie. You know what I'm saying? So, stuff like that. Just knowing what to say. Staying in a place of high frequency. So, let's keep going. Words are portals. Words hold frequency. They carry light or darkness, truth or distortion. Each word is an opening, a spiritual doorway into a certain reality. The moment you speak, you authorize spiritual forces to begin working towards the reality of your words that were described. So your vocabulary shapes your timeline. This is why changing your words can change your life. And I was looking at my birth chart, and especially with this being the age of Aquarius. And I tell a lot of Aquarius. I can remember when Pluto actually went into Aquarius. And I called every Aquarius I know that was married or, in a relationship, whatever. I was like, all right, y'all, Pluto about to hit us first house. And it's going to go down the chart. But it's going to get the risings first. Okay? I said, y'all don't be surprised if y'all hear some stuff about your partner. You know, the next day, literally, was it the same day or the next day? The next day. Well, it was one the same day, later that night. Then the next day, it was like a chain effect. I got calls saying, yeah, you know what? I just found, uh, such and such he changed his phone and I got the old phone. And this dummy forgot to, erase such. And I was like, huh? And, you know, the skeletons fell out the closet there. So, just amongst other things. So, with you being an Aquarius being the truth seeker, the truth speaker. How am I going to layer this for y'all to understand? Aquarius have the ability to shift or bend. Time can bend for Aquarius rising. I don't know if y'all ever seen this movie Wicked with Cynthia Erivo. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly, but when that girl, she was so hell bent on meeting the Wizard of Oz until she got there and she saw behind the veil of what they were doing, and she didn't like it, and so she turned into the rebel. Now, if that's not Aquarius energy, in Cinderella too, Aquarius energy, but with Wicked, she began to rebel. She started dismantling everything because it wasn't built in truth. And that's Aquarius energy. And so she ended up tapping into her inner self, her higher self, because she started realizing who she was, and that kind of fueled her fire. It motivated her to stand even more on what she knew, okay, and in her rebel energy, because she had the right? So I can remember towards the end when she got on that broom and they thought they ran her away, and she came back and she was like, and let it be known over all of Oz. She spoke with power. She was like, there'll never be nobody better than me, nobody greater than me, because she stood in truth. When you stand in truth and you're a seer, can't nobody F with you, period. And see, that's the vibration. That carries weight. And that itself dismantles other frequencies that's built on false foundation. Okay? So let's keep going. The law of the tongue. Biblically and spiritually, the tongue holds the power of life and death. Proverbs 18:21 teaches us that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. An energetic law. Every word is a seed. If you do not want to eat the fruit, do not plant the seed. The law of the tongue says whatever you consistently speak will eventually manifest, whether for blessings or for curses. So now we get into the reflection part. So what have you spoken over yourself lately? What words or phrases have you been speaking that limits your potential? Where did you learn these words? Whose voice do they echo? And see, when I had to ask myself these questions, I thought about my elders. I was echoing what I was taught, you know. So here's an affirmation for reversal and realignment, okay? I revoke every idle and harmful word I have spoken over myself. I replace them now with words of truth, life, and power. Let's see. So I asked y'all to get your bowls, right? I don't know if y'all have y'all bowls or y'all can just watch me. So this is the speaking into water ritual. So you get your a glass, right, and you fill it with water. This is my little glass. Okay, my little fish bowl. And you fill it with water. Hold it in your hands, breathe deeply, and speak your affirmation or prayer into the water 3 times. You can either drink the water. I chose not to drink mine. I already did mine. So I spoke my affirmations. And what I did was, and you know what, y'all, as I was speaking over the water, it created like ripples. It was like a vibration. Even right now, as I'm speaking, and what I also did, speak your affirmations, stir the water. Stir the water, and when you're done, I tapped it 3 times just because I wanted to hear a sound. I tapped it 3 times. And this is something that I'm going to constantly do. And I took the water, took my finger, I anointed my crown, my third eye, and my throat chakra. That's what I did. So you can drink the water like I said, or in the morning, for a cleansing protocol. Upon waking, speak a blessing over yourself aloud before, you do anything, even before checking your phone, So I do have a word replacement chart where you can write down things that you constantly say that are just like your signature word. Like, I'm thinking of, what's that girl name? B. Simone. She had a habit of saying, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of people do. And, if you want to change that, you could do like with your replacement phrases. Change it to, whatever you think is high vibrational. So let's see. Phrases like I'm always broke with I'm open to abundance now. So instead of saying what you feel is the truth, what you know is the truth, you're changing it to, I just heard hope. That's funny. Okay, anyway, because faith is the substance of hope and the evidence of things not seen. Yeah, reprogramming yourself. That's what it is. So I guess it creates hope. And hope opens the portal. That's what it is. Because his faith is the substance of hope. So it's the substance of hope. And once I said that, I thought about the stirring in the bowl with the water. So it creates, your words start moving things in motion. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Okay, spirit team. So, I challenge each one of y'all that's watching me today to just track what you say for the next 3 days. Because I built myself a chart. Now, if y'all want one, I'm almost done with this chart. I'll start mine next week. I can send it in, the PDF. Just email me and I'll send it to you guys. But track what you say for the next 3 days and rewrite negative self-talk into affirmations. And call in what you actually desire. And let's start walking high, y'all. Let's start walking in a different vibration. And let's just watch and see the change that's going to take place over our lives together. And y'all can meet me on the community board. I'll be posting on my community board. I'm going to do another lesson. So, and if that lesson is going to be 102. This was lesson 101. So, we in this thing together. I'm about impact and change. okay, that's going to bring about results. So I got to stand in the truth. So let's close this out. Yes, yes, you got to speak highly of yourself. Yeah, and keep your vibrations high. You have to. Regardless of how you feel, what bad news you got, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to become the master alchemist. You know what my spiritual team told me? Because I read tarot. Your tongue is your wand. That's what they told me. Your tongue. And I thought about the magician. How the magician, uh, he's in that card. Let me see. Can I find that card? I want y'all to see this. I don't know if you guys are readers out there or not, but the magician, he stands in power. He looks so confident. Standing up with his wands in his hand. All the elements surrounding him. The sword, the wands, the pentacles, and the cup. Let's see. That represents fire, earth, air, water. Where are you? I think I'm moving too fast. Oh, here we go. Here he is. Look. This one, this is you. But this is your tongue. You see the confidence? Look at, he got his hand pointing down this way. This is balance. Do you see that number 8? That infinity ring there? What you're going to do is become the master alchemist. This is saying, I'm in control of my life. Even though the axe is laid at the tree, come what may, I say what goes for me. This is the shifting. This is the trouble in the water. Okay, so let's close this out. I'll be back next Friday with 102. Okay, so I consecrate my tongue. This is the closing benediction. I consecrate my tongue as an instrument of truth. My words are seeds of light, and I speak only that which aligns with my divine assignment. Y'all, I'm Unconventional Jack. I hope this heals y'all. I hope this is the medicine that we all need, okay? And not just me, okay? We're going to evolve and grow together. All right, collective. That's my message. And until next Friday, I will see you guys then. Y'all stay vibrating high. Until next time.